Howdy, hey. How you doing, baby? I done did something. I done unlocked something where I got the phone sitting there right now. But anywho, I don't want to talk too much about how amazed I am at my skills of setting my phone in different places in the house. I'm just up in here washing dishes, but I had a thought, and I was just like, I want to share this. One of the hardest things about continuously living life is living life knowing everything that I know. Knowing all the truths that I know, knowing all of the understanding the evolution of life, seeing how we have evolved, seeing the time frame that I've been born into, and again, how we've evolved and what we've evolved to. I think that is the hardest part for me personally with living life, because it's just like, when you know all of that stuff, it's like, what's the point of being here? What's the point of connecting with anybody? What's the point of any of this shit? Like, for real, what is the point? I don't want to deal with this, because it's literal hell. That's why I try to explain to people. I ain't gonna say I try to explain to people, but if I'm asked, you want some more? Hold on, let me get my baby this pancake. Get my baby this pancake. Here you go, baby. You're welcome. But yeah, if I'm asked, I will tell people, like, the truths of this world are insane. And if I had a choice, I wouldn't talk to nobody. I wouldn't be around nobody. I wouldn't mess with nobody. I wouldn't have kids. I wouldn't have even entertained living life at all. I would not care, because it's dark. That's what I want to say. If somebody asked me, I would tell them, I don't feel like there's a such thing as heaven and hell. I don't. I feel like, let me take it back. Okay. I don't feel like there's a such thing as like a place. There you go. That's what I meant to say. I don't feel like there's a such thing as like a literal place that you go to when you pass on, and it's like, oh, you go to heaven or hell. I don't feel like that. I feel like heaven is what you make it, just like hell is almost what you make it. I feel like living this life, living in this time, is hell. And you have the opportunity to create your own safe haven, your own heaven, if you want to. Now, I totally understand, and I'm not trying to get into it with nobody over the Bible or nothing like that, because everybody has what they believe in. Everybody has what they choose to practice as far as their faith and all of these different things. So I'm not trying to say nothing on nobody when they do what they do, because again, I was born and raised to be a certain type of way, and then I decided on my own to grow up and do things a certain type of way. So I get it. I know where you're coming from. I'm just not there anymore, but I don't need to go back and forth with you to explain the reasons why, unless you really want to know. So yeah, I respect what people believe in. And I also understand how, like, when we hear about, you ever heard of, like, you know, those near-death experiences or things where people be like, oh, I passed on and I went to the other side and I met God and I met this and heaven looked like this and all of this stuff. I feel like the reason why everybody, when they go and have those experiences, they say the same thing, but sometimes they say different things, is because I feel like whatever you wholeheartedly believed in this life, that is what you're going to see on the other side, so that it makes sense to you. That isn't necessarily what everybody's going to see, because that's not what everybody's going to manifest, right? So when people say they met God and they seen God and they talked to the devil, or I went to hell, I feel like you have to wholeheartedly believe in that, so that when you do pass on or whatever, that's what makes sense to you. That's pretty much where you start in order for you to know that you've passed on. Oh, this must be such and such. So I know that okay, I'm no longer in that body anymore and I passed on. And then from there, I think we all get introduced to the truth. You want some more? I think at that point, we all get introduced to the truth of what it really is. And at that point, we don't really care, because we just like, man, I want to be here. Here you go, baby. We just like, I want to be here in this bomb area where everybody is having a good time, living it up, kicking it, partying, doing whatever. Just having a good time. Because that's what people say too. When they pass, they're like, I don't care about none of this stuff here. After they pass, and they be like, I don't have no worries, no cares, no feelings, no qualms about nothing when I was on the other side. I wish I could have stayed. I wish I didn't have to come back here. But it's like, again, I feel like what you believe in is what you're going to see on the other side, so that it makes sense to you when you get there, to know where you are when you are there. So you won't think that you're still here. But as far as living goes, I'm doing it just like a lot of people are doing it. I've spent a lot of time just existing. I've spent a lot of time in limbo, where I went from just existing to living to back to just existing. But it wasn't until I started learning about truths, about the world, about the way things have evolved, to where I just went into this really dark place, and I was like, what is even the point of living? What is even the point of connections? What is even the point of all of this? Because it was a certain type of way. There was a grand design to everything. I've seen it. So how do we get here where we are with all this going on, with all of this foolishness? Like, why did it have to get to this? But that is what is that? The era of human error. We are in the era of human error. Make sure you get that. We are in the era, E-R-A, of human error, E-R-R-O-R, okay? That's where we at. And just like many times before, when things self-destruct because people felt like they were smarter than what they were, that's the same thing that's going to happen. It's going to happen all over again. So I definitely wholeheartedly... You want more? Here you go. There you go. Yeah, you're welcome. I definitely feel like that's going to happen again. The era of human error is going to become so bad to where we're going to destroy it all over again. We're going to destroy this shit again. And it's just going to be what it's going to be. It is what it is. With knowing that, that's very dark, right? That's very, very dark. And I have my thoughts. I'm trying not to go too deep, y'all. I'm trying not to go too deep unless people want to go there. But I always want to go here. I always want to talk about this stuff. But it's so hard to talk about stuff like this, because as soon as you start talking about this and going against what somebody else's beliefs, going against what somebody believes, they get defensive. And it's like, I'm not even trying to go against what you believe, because what I'm saying is so opposite of what you believe and practice. You immediately get defensive and think that somebody's trying to tell you to do something different. And I'm like, no, I'm not even doing that. I'm just trying to stimulate your mind and open you up to where I am and a different way of thinking. It's not so far-fetched. When you look at all the stuff that's going on in this world, what I'm saying can't sound like alien talk. It really can't at this point. Like, it really can't. But yeah, like I said, I be wanting to talk about stuff like this all the time. I just don't, because I know how sensitive the topic is with people and discussing religion and all of these things. And I know wholeheartedly for myself, I'm not trying to convert anybody to anything. I'm not trying to say that what anybody practices is wrong. I'm not trying to tell anybody that if they don't do this, then they're gonna burn for all eternity, or if they do this, then they'll have what. I'm not even none of that, because again, I started off in the same place that those people are still at. I just chose a different path. I can't be mad at them for having the same opportunity I had to choose a different path, and them not wanting to choose that path. Maybe that shit's not for them. So why would I be mad at them for not choosing it? And that's the point that I'm trying to make, is I don't understand why they be mad for me for choosing it and then wanting to talk about it. Y'all talk about y'all shit all the time. Y'all talk about y'all stuff all the time. It's not a day can't go by that you will never hear a Bible verse or something about church or God or Jesus. Or there is not a day that will, and tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Because I know I'm not. Because you can't. I know you can't tell me that because I'm not. There isn't a day that goes by and it's like, okay, I get it. I understand what you're saying. I hear where you're coming from and all of these things. Now, can you just hear me out? No. It's almost like talking to somebody and bringing up what you believe in when it's different from what somebody else believes in. It's almost like them trying to tell you need to stay in a child's place. I don't know how you stay in like what? So I can't have different beliefs, and if I do have different beliefs or different practices, then I'm bad and something's gonna happen to me and all of these different things. Why are you trying to fear me into stuff? Why? We shouldn't be trying to get people scared in order to follow rules. That's that B word. That's that B-ULLYING word. That's what that sounds like to me, that B-ULLYING. You trying to B-ULLY me? Why are you trying to B-ULLY me? That's not fair. But it is what it is. I've accepted that this is how people react and respond to these type of conversations. So nothing really surprises me. But again, it doesn't stop my mind from having the thoughts that I have about the things that I be thinking about. And it doesn't stop me from feeling the way that I feel as it pertains to just living in this world and knowing what I know. Again, I've seen a lot of things. I've been in some dark places and I've been shown a lot of stuff that I didn't even want to see. I was like, why am I being trusted with this information? Who am I? I ain't nobody. It was like, no, baby, you somebody. That's why you're getting this information. We're trying to tell you who you are. And that shit is not for the weak. I will tell you that it's not for the weak. But at the same time, it's like, it's not everybody's path. Because everybody's not going to want to accept it. And that's okay. I think that's part of, Spirit. I think that's also part of, what was I about to say? I guess maybe I was about to say it before I started talking to my baby. It's just not a part of your path. Yes, baby. She is so cute. I know she's so cute. Give her some rubs. Yeah, that's just not a part of everybody's experience. Some people are just not going to get it. And that's okay. I've learned throughout this whole process of me learning myself and just learning about people, everybody really is not going to get it. And that really is okay. Like, it's okay. It's all right. That's why when I go into these conversations, I always tell myself, no matter what is being said, it's okay. It's okay for you to feel the way that you feel. It's okay. It's okay for you to feel so strong in your beliefs and want people to, hear you out. It's okay. But what's not okay is trying to fear people into thinking that if they don't do things how you tell them to do things, which was something told to you, not your rules, but somebody else's rules. If they don't do that, then they end up here or they end up here. How about I end up wherever I want to end up? Let me make that decision. How about that? And not be so butthurt at my decision. Why does what I eat, which doesn't make you it, why do you keep acting like it's making your stomach hurt? I'm not understanding. I ate all that cheese. I'm the one with the situation for me eating all that cheese, but you got the bubble guts? I don't understand. I don't gather that. But it is what it is. And I know somebody will probably watch this and be like, well, if you were into the church and if you were so into Father God, then you wouldn't feel the way that you feel about living life. And that's the reason why right now you need to be more into it. And you need to be more into your faith. And you need to dig into your Bible. This is what's wrong with y'all right now. Y'all don't have that faith. You need to have that faith. And I'm like, all right. Did it make you feel better to say that to me? If it did, then okay. All right. But my whole thing is, if it doesn't apply, I'll let it fly. I'll let you talk. I'll let you go off. Go off. But if it doesn't apply, I'm just going to let it fly. But thank you. Thank you for feeling like I was important enough for you to tell me that. I appreciate it. I really do. Because, I mean, hey, you're at least trying you're trying to give me some good advice from your perspective off of what you believe. And I feel like you're doing that genuinely. And I'm very thankful for that. Spirit, she went to the back. She went to the back. I'm very thankful for that. So, You know, I may not follow it. I may not do what you said. But again, for you to come to that, to say that to me, you care. You at least care. And if you don't care, you wouldn't have said nothing. So I don't know where we can go from there. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here and finish cleaning up. But I just wanted to share that. If anybody has anything to say or some thoughts or, you know, whatever you want to do, you ain't got to say nothing. But yeah.